Hi, this is Pallavi Verma, and in my previous videos I have shown you how we can write a code for inheritance and if condition and if else condition. So in this video I'll be set the flow for if else if condition. So let's start. I have my package here. Inside this package I will create one class. Let's say if else if condition. I'm adding main method. Now I will create one more class here. Let's say check condition. I think check condition I already have, so check if condition conditions. Now inside this class I will create one method, and right now I am keeping its return type as void, and later if required I will change the return type. So let's say public void check conditions, maybe condition only. So inside this method I'll be setting one for loop. So I'm assuming that you know how for loop works. So I'll be set the loop till 10. So int I starting from 1 and I till 10 and incrementing the value of I. So now for if else if condition, first I'll show you the structure of that. So if else if we can keep many else if conditions, there's no restrictions. So if, and here I need to put condition, same with else if, and the body of else if. So this is the structure for if else if condition. So I'm removing the structure. So what I'll do, if the value of I is 3, I will execute if condition. When the value of I is 7, I will execute the I will log some statement and execute else if condition. So let's start. So when I equals to 4, then I will execute if condition. So if, so inside this parenthesis we need to put the condition. So I equal operator for, and I'm logging some statement here. Let's say I is 4. Now I'll set else if. So else if inside the parenthesis we need to give the condition. So suppose if I is equals to 7, then I will log some statement, or you can perform any action there. So let's say I will write I is 7, and maybe else if the value of I equals to, let's say 8, I will be printing I is 8. So now I have the structure of if else if. So now I'll be taking one integer value, let's count, and initializing with 0, and here I'll be writing the count plus plus, which is incrementing the value of count, and I'll log the count. Using this count, we will check the value of I. We can directly print the value of I here instead of taking this extra variable, but I would prefer taking one extra variable, which is count. So now I have my method here, I have this class here. Now we need to create the object of this class. So let's create the object of this class. So let's call the method removing some extra space. Okay, now I'll run this code. So if you see the output, so once the value of I is equals to 1, it will not at all perform any operation from this condition. It will directly go here, count plus plus, and print the value of count. So initially it was 0, so count plus plus means 1 value, then it is printing the count is 1. Same till 3. The moment the value of I equals to 4, it will match this condition and it will go inside the body and print this statement. So we have this. Then again it will come out of the body and it will start incrementing the value of count and it will print the value of count, which is 4. Till 6, again it will not at all executing any condition from if else if. It will directly come here and increase the value of count and print the value of count. When comes to I equals to 7, it will check whether I equals to 7, no. So it will go here and check whether I equals to 7. It will say yes and it will print this statement. So we have this statement here. It will increase the count by 1 and print the value of count. So we have this count. For 8 also, these two conditions will fail and it will go inside this if else condition. It will print I equals to 8 and it will count this value and then it will print this count value, and till 10 it will do like this only. So I hope you understood how if else if works. So I hope you like this video and we will connect in our next video.